Hi everyone, this is Cindy from Life of Oneness, and reaching out to you this time period before the full moon and before the beginning of the spring equinox. It's on Wednesday, and we're just getting that through that last little push of coming from being in the darkness of winter for a long time and coming into spring. And I just wanted to kind of address some of the last little bits of things that we're working through, coming into that returning to light. And I'm seeing this with a lot of people, and myself included, that there's a big major release happening. And I know everybody says that every reading but this one is pretty major. It's releasing karma and engaging in karmic relationships in general, like ending your karma with karma and getting into a co-creative space of creating from love and connecting with people who co-create from love as well, and releasing those relationships of past lovers or friends or family members that you had karmic relationships with, and that maybe we had hoped that these people would meet us in the place of compromise and compassion and understanding and doing the inner work that it takes to move through a lot of these karmic challenges. And they just weren't ready to do the work with us or in the way that we're doing our work. And so breaking up with the codependency of these specific relationships, that we need them to support us or to be there for us or to give us praise from the people that we would expect to get it from. And instead moving towards a new family, a new love relationship, a new friendship where people are more in alignment with compassion and love and understanding and listening and being heard and sharing and compromising and doing their spiritual work. And it's not any judgment or saying that I'm better than anyone else or that we're better than anyone else. It's just a different language. There's a language of karma and operating from fear and emotional reaction, and I'm not saying we're all completely absolved of that or will ever be free of that, but there's a point where you feel it come up and then you say, oh, I'm feeling a lot of pain from this and upset, and I'm wanting to emotionally react, and I may for a minute, but then realize that this isn't how I want to operate, and I just want to have compassion for what they're experiencing and have compassion for their needs and see their fear and their operating from a place of lack and survival, and I get that. But also learning to set healthy boundaries that even though they're operating from that, and maybe for a minute I might be, there still has to be a place of compromise and communication about those fears and about that lack, so that there can be some sort of common union and shared values and needs being listened to and heard. And there's some people that just want to blame and put up walls, and then there's people that, if you're moving towards a conscious level, a more conscious relationship, that work through those painful feelings together and address the uncomfortable conversations so that you can be heard and your needs can be respected and valued, and move forward together in some sort of compromise where everybody wins on some level and is heard and valued, and their needs are heard and valued. And I think that's the biggest breakup with needing to be in relationship and try to work through things with people who aren't willing to compromise or to address the harder topics, with discussing those things are uncomfortable, and then moving towards compassion towards each other, that we're both just trying to get our needs met and heard and be valued and loved. And I see several of my friends just breaking up with friends or family members who just can't seem to meet them on that level, even business relationships, and to just stop engaging in karmic relationships, or people who are still working through a lot of their karmic wounding. And it's not to say, you know, I'm abandoning these people and I don't want to have anything to do with them, but there's a certain point where I've been through it. I got through it. In whatever way and time and lesson I needed to learn that, I still got through it. So I don't worry about them, because eventually they'll get there. And, you know, of course I'm here to always have a compassionate ear and hold space for people. But then that's when there comes in the healthy boundaries come in, to where this person is not projecting or draining or taking something from you that's rightfully yours. And just moving forward with compassion, but also learning to set healthy boundaries for yourself, so that you're not getting drawn into the karmic hooks of the personal ad hominem attacks, or blaming and judging and finger pointing, and not being heard or listened to, and becoming part of that karmic play of the protagonist and the antagonist. Just give it up altogether and see them through compassion, but set healthy boundaries. And dealing with things like this noise behind me right now. It's like, I'm just going to send it love. But it wants to happen during my video, but it is Mercury retrograde after all, is it not? So I'll end on one last note here. If you don't mind the background noise. I was out to dinner last night and I saw someone who I've never met before, but there was a situation where we were on opposite ends of a relationship, and there's some drama that went down and some confusion and misunderstandings that happened, and you know, I was perceived as one way and she was perceived as another through this middle person. And I saw her and my first instinct was to be like, oh, judge her, who's she, blah, blah, blah. You know, and then I caught myself. I was like, no, I'm not engaging in karmic relationships anymore. So I'm just going to have compassion for her. And I'm not going to worry about what she thinks about me or what she's been told about me. And I'm not going to be told who, you know, I don't know anything about her really. Like, I'm not going to be that person that's going to see that person in public and judge her and, you know, like be told who it is I'm supposed to hate and why I'm supposed to hate them, or take that egoic route of, you know, this person was on the other side of that scenario, and so now I have to oppose her with my emotions and my judgment of her, and wanting to cut her down in my mind, like, oh, she's this, she's that, or she's not great, or whatever. And so I just stopped and I said, no, I'm not engaging in karmic relationship anymore. I'm sending her compassion. We're all doing our best, and I'm just going to send her love. And whether she hates me or thinks I'm an awful person, whatever she thinks she might know about me, or judging me based on other people's experiences and perspectives on things, I don't need to prove that to her, because I love myself and I know that I'm worthy and I'm doing my best and I care a lot, and if she can't see that, I don't need to prove it to her. That's again participating in the karmic relationship where you feel like you have to be part of the struggle to prove your worth, and you don't. You just need to surround yourself with people that are loving like you and compassionate like you, and non-judgmental, and who can hold space for growth and work into the harder issues with compassion and love. And so with this spring equinox coming, it feels like we're letting go a lot of the old, cold ways of being and pushing through to bright, blossoming, beautiful beings and radiant flowers. And I hope that you have an amazing spring equinox, and please do some writing of what you want to let go of and what you want to welcome in, what you need, what you want, and draw it in. Namaste, I love you. Bye.